what's happening with Ashe Seraphine, what's happening with the junglers, where are your priorities now going that you have to dig deep?
The top lane pool as well can be quite deep, especially if they choose to target out the tanks like they did in the last Champion Select. But it looks like both teams are going for a different strategy. It's ADC bans across the board. Varus, Aphelios, and Kyeahoo from KC here.
I mean, there have been accusations levied at Carzzy that once the Corki and Ezreal are gone, he's not got anything left in the tank, and it seems like KC at least feel like the Kyeahoo is another option. Varus makes sense. The Aphelios, though, is certainly a targeted ban.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see if ADC will still be, or remain rather, high priority after all these bans come through.
It could also be KC falling back towards something that we saw across the regular split, like something like the Caitlyn, an Elise, try and get a tank for Canna, just say, look, we don't really care. We're just going to hyper-focus on this bottom side of the map, especially if there's this much focus on the AD carry pool. It could be an option here.
I think it could be. I like the Caitlyn, especially when Varus and Ezreal are out. We'll see what they end up going for. And the Bard, wow. Busio target there. And I'm trying to think, like, what ADC would you want when you ban these champions? There's no real champ that speaks out to me. I mean, Kyeahoo is one, but the thing is, Ashe is very good into Aphelios. So it's usually a low-range ADC that you want to play when you ban out the Aphelios. But since KC already banned the case of... Yeah.
Rumble.
I mean, Caliste, to be honest, Caliste. Yeah. And Vitality has already played it. It was up against Team Redix, where Ice got 2 pentakills on the Aphelios. So...
put that one back in the bag. We don't want to...
but maybe they figured it out, that banning Aphelios was what they needed. Pull out the Caliste once again. It's going to be the Rumble first pick for KC, answered by... I mean, we're getting Game 3 Fearless, and it's Cassandra Rumble. Are you kidding me?
We had spicy matchups the first two. Not everything could be spicy, and maybe it's time for our top laners to take a back seat in this matchup. So many targeted bans at AD carries that you already highlighted. Perhaps our focus has to shift to the bottom lanes. Caliste, Busio versus Carzzy and Fleshy. But for now, choice of Vitality. What do they want to pick with the second option here? I assume jungle would be a good place to start.
And if they want to go crazy, they could go Caliste here and then look for Renata on 3. Or they just go Seraphine?
Preemptively lining up Seraphine, Ashe, and shutting down a potential Caliste, I guess?
Wow. Yeah, because it also, like, Ashe has kind of been the old school counter to Caitlyn as well. So trying to take an answer where, hey, we can go for the Ashe, have Ashe Seraphine. If you take the Ashe, not in the best of spaces. So I think you've kind of, like, snookered KC a little bit by removing a potential Caitlyn lock-in here. Unless you are just kind of psycho and, like, it doesn't matter, we're just going to go for it anyway.
Okay, immediate Wukong. Ahri?
Wukong Ahri.
Okay, so a lot of pick potential. Really good team fighting with the Rumble plus the Wukong. Of course, Seraphine, as we get later in the game, can stop a lot of those engages in their tracks and definitely helps a champion like Cassandra with that additional CC, the Encore through, which helps him get into the back line. But KC really kind of obvious tools. The bot lane can really be anything they want at this point.
Yeah, well, once you see the Seraphine, you just know that you have to all in. Like, if you end up taking these slow trades where you look for poke, Seraphine just gets so much value in them. Not taking the Ashe, though, is interesting, because I assume they were just going to lock that in immediately to get the combo.
I mean, I'm thinking, like, so Ashe, Caitlyn, I don't know what their third pick with the Seraphine would be, so it's definitely something, if I was KC, I would think about banning those two ADCs, but Vitality decide that getting a stronger jungler for Seraphine to buff up is more important than securing the ADC. As now, we'll see what Vitality choose to target. They take out the Sivir. So many ADC bans in this game. We'll see what KC decide to opt for here, but I feel like ADC bans are a no-brainer for KC, as Ashe would presumably be the first ban locked in for them.
Makes sense to take it away. But with Ashe off the board, maybe then Vitality have to respond with the Caitlyn ban.
They seem a little unsure here as well, trying to buy as much time. So Ashe is going to be it. But you can kind of see there's a lot of discussion here on both sides as to exactly what they want to go for. They're letting the timer run out the entire way.
I mean, this is the result of both sides pinching a pool, in this case 80 carries, and then leaving it to second phase. There's just so many bans available to be thrown at the bottom side of the map.
It's also really, the bans depend a lot on what you yourself want to look for. So we'll see what Vitality decide to ban last here. It's going to be the Lucian ban. Oi, 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 we are going deep into the ADC pool here. Illusion Nami perhaps was what Vitality were worried about there. It's now the last ban from KC. I would assume it's probably going to be the Caitlyn.
All right, I'm going to say something, and I don't feel good about saying it, but I just want to put it out there. Can you play Seraphine and a support together? Carzzy's technically played it once.
I mean, we've seen
Could play Seraphine ADC.
We've seen Senna Seraphine before, which could also be the option here for Vitality. You've got a very strong front line that you can try and keep alive, and also opens up some choices for Humanoid.
They banned Nautilus. They think this Seraphine might be flex.
Yeah.
And I don't know how Seraphine ADC is on this patch. I remember it used to be quite good, but I think they tried to tune it more towards support. But it's kind of a champion that always seems to slip back into the ADC role and be best when she's farming. We'll see what Carzzy goes.
Yeah, and
Senna?
Against Ahri too, a champion who, ooh, okay, hold on, what are we going for?
What?
Oh. Twisted Fate!
We are going deep.
What?
In the champ pools here. They wanted some setup.
Oh no.
I'm really starting to think the Seraphine might be ADC here, but
Guys,
we'll see what KC goes.
But do you have enough damage if she does? Like,
I mean, the thing is, you don't have that much damage, but you have enough CC to really run people down.
And you have enough sustain to kind of...
And KC doesn't have really any tanks. It's not like they have a solid front line.
They're, yeah, I mean, the Rumble and Wukong in a sustained damage fight can do a lot of work, but it could be tricky.
Oh my god, Zeri.
Into the Twisted Fate. That could be rough.
I mean, Zeri feels nice into the DF, I'd say, because you never really have to worry about his global pressure. You always have, as long as you're close to a wall, you can always dash away. And I would assume that Caliste is going to go cleanse because he's up against the Seraphine, up against the TF.
We've assumed that multiple times today, Jack. What have we learned?
He's going to go cleanse. I trust the list. I trust him. So it's going to be looking like the Zeri Alistar. Okay, let's see. Where does this Seraphine go? That's the question on everybody's mind. If it is Seraphine ADC...
I mean, KC have just drafted such a stable comp. It's on Vitality now to show us something here.
it's just, I think you need something that has high DPS. I don't think you can play these fights without it. I think you just run out of steam too quickly.
Yeah, but what? You can't... Everything is immobile. You're just going to get popped. Oh my god, they're going to do it.
I mean, Braum is really good here. KC have drafted a full comp that goes in. It's a great matchup. Braum Sin Zhao procs the passive so incredibly fast. It's a really good mid jungle support duo as well.
It's Nako's Cassante. This is clearly a protect Cassante.
Yeah, we forgot the real carry. Yeah, of course.
This all makes sense now. I don't know why I missed it.
I mean, I think it is true, though. When you have something like the Cassante, yes, it's a tank, but it's also a bruiser. So I don't think that Vitality will actually find the situation where they run out of damage. It's more the question of how does the early laning phase go, and can they build a lead around Humanoid? Humanoid, playing this TF, really wants to play kind of similar to how he played in the Rise game. He wants to move around, get a lead first in mid lane, and then utilize that to get leverage for his teammates and get them ahead so that they can carry the game together.
It feels weird to me with the Seraphine being AD carry, because what I'd like to see is Seraphine moving with Xin Zhao, right? So you've got like TF, Xin Zhao, and Seraphine all as this combo working as a trio to try and find these scraps. Now you still can around dragons and stuff like that, but I think you are very heavily, as you say, playing around stun card into some sort of setup for the Xin Zhao and hoping that he can play as this major carry with all these heals and shields coming through later on, where he just becomes such a large threat he can take over.
One spot left in Barcelona. Vitality cooking, showing us something we haven't seen in, well, quite a while. Will it be enough to get them over the finish line and into the top 4 here at LEC Versus, or will they fall flat against a surging KC coming off of a very strong Game 2 performance and with a much more conventional draft?
Man, I love that Vitality in the do-or-die game. They decide, hell, we'll still experiment. We'll still try this out. I'd be very surprised if they have too much scrims on this exact team comp. Maybe they have tried Carzzy on the Seraphine Flex, but it's a tough comp to execute, so I'm really excited to see how they can make it work.
I'm agreeing with the viewers. Not the Cassandra of Seraphine, but more the tension of this particular game. Also, Twisted Fate coming back is wild, but there's so much setup for both mid laners. They're clearly the supporting characters of the rest of this game. Caliste, though, has the tools to really take over. If he can find a lead in lane, it's going to be big. Difficult against this combo just because of how obnoxious Seraphine is to play against.
It's going to be KC bot lane getting push here, but some good trades by Vitality.
course, the last Seraphine bot, 2025 spring, it was Flacket. It was a loss.
Don't say it like that, man.
Sad. But, I mean, remember that came from an era where I believe it was Flacket and Targamas on G2 who were winning a lot with the bot lane pairing of the Senna Seraphine.
Bro, this is 2025.
That was 2025, I'm saying, but remember the reason that he would have picked it in 2025 is because it came from a different year.
2025 is not quite the Flacket Targamas on G2.
Yeah, don't reading comprehension. Can you just give me the benefit of the doubt here?
Look, it's been a long day, guys.
That's fair. To be fair, I've said some goofy stuff today.
When was Flacket Targamas?
2023.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Odoamne, or 2022 when Odoamne won. That's what it would be. All right, here we go.
I feel like, though, if you kind of take trades like this, it wins out for Vitality because they can't just heal up off the back of this. You got the TP as well for Carzzy, and very effective at pushing a wave, so not the end of the world. Still, though, I think I'm kind of just waiting to see exactly what Lyncas and Yike want to do. Yike obviously traditionally wants to wait till level 6, but you do have a decent way of trying to set up for plays with a flash charm in the mid lane, and then you can have Yike try and follow through with the DPS. But also actually as in mid lane, Humanoid just flashed.
Knock back. Humanoid flash burn in the mid lane. We didn't see why as Fleshy starts to body block, but Winter Spike going a little bit wide is awkward. Blitz does have the cleanse, as you asked for, Jack, but Humanoid losing the flash is going to make ganks from Yike that much easier. Do just expect him to power farm, but with the flash missing, maybe he can get active in the mid lane.
Yeah, I'm assuming we're going to get a replay, but yeah, just playing hyper-aggressive. Really nice stuff.
Wow, just forces the flash 1v1. He also has the TP advantage on Humanoid while still being equal in
on
HP.
The way in. Gold card on the kyeahoo, but now he's been marked up. He has to flash away from Lyncas. kyeahoo finally going to fall. 1-for-1 trade thus far. Lyncas wants to keep the fight going. Sustain versus the armor of Wukong, but this early in this game, you would think he's favored until Canna arrives. Flash forward from Canna, Ignite ticking as well. Lyncas trying to sidestep. Yike going in for a bit more. Managed to grab the kills.
KC making it happen on the mid wave. Humanoid overextending. Actually sets up for KC to get 2 on the back.
A beautiful move by Canna there. Secures the kills for KC. After it looked like Lyncas would win that 1v1, so he kept going forward, as we'll see in the replay here. Starts off with a really good charm by kyeahoo, but it's a stun card matched by Humanoid. So Lyncas is able to get onto kyeahoo. kyeahoo decides to not even flash, but Lyncas is not aware that Canna is moving here. So he thinks he just can continue the 1v1, and then when he sees Lyncas, he backs off, but at that point it's too little too late.
kyeahoo also didn't burn the flash, so I think we're looking at a repeat play on the mid lane. But in the picture-in-picture, you saw flash burnt by Carzzy as Busio hit in the bush to try and make the play. So opening up a lot of avenues here for KC to find plays in mid and bot lane.
That they are, and while we see slight gold in the favor of Vitality, if you look at the bottom of your screen, there are no significant advantages, and it's KC who have chipped away at these summoner spells, leaving so much room for Yike to get active on the map. Level 5 now, but level 6 just around the corner.
RC's flash is also down. I think we missed that in the replay. So a lot of sums burnt here. Just, wait, did we watch it?
Rob, Rob just said it. Rob.
Oh, sorry, I zoned out.
No, you're fine.
Again, it's been a long day.
It's been a long day. You're on another planet. What year is it again? 2023? 2025?
Reality is it doesn't exist. We've already been through this.
MSI World Final?
Okay, well now you sound like me, so let's not go too far there. There's a TP to bottom lane. I guess one of the advantages of Seraphine, you can pack that particular summoner spell to keep the pressure up.
One of the things, though, that kind of is a consequence of this is that this game becomes much more difficult now for Lyncas. 2 kills on Yike accelerates him towards the Triforce, which is where he gets very strong, but also makes it very difficult for you to now fight that opposition 1v1 as Lyncas, which is kind of the thing you kind of wanted to do as Vitality with the way that this game was opening. So shutting down pressure from Humanoid stops him from roaming, and overall just eases KC into that later portion of the game.
Yeah, jungle role, really, really important in this game because Lyncas is the one that's going to be playing with Fleshy, going to be buffed up by Carzzy, and Humanoid provides him the CC. He's really the most important member in this game for Vitality. He needs to be at least equal with Yike. With Yike off to a great start here, 2-0, picks up the first dragon for KC, and that's the opposite start that Vitality wanted, as you said, Dagda.
Keep your eyes on top lane, though. Trying to get a cross map here for Lyncas as Busio goes in, should be able to back away. But I think it's just Lyncas who wants to try and get an overextended Canna here.
Canna's no flash.
Nako flashing in. Pathmaker pulls him back on the ult as Lyncas goes in. Canna really nowhere to go with no flash available, and Nako gonna grab the kill.
And it's clean. Nako chains the CC perfectly. Gives Canna no counterplay there, despite the fact that Canna tried his hardest. And now Nako's going to crash the wave. I mean, Yike is here, but I don't think he has the damage to actually go onto Nako.
And really important that they punish, because remember, that was the flash that was burned in the mid lane that resulted in Lyncas' first death. So being able to capitalize on that small difference is one of the few ways Vitality had to recoup some of that gold.
Yeah, who moving across from mid to help Yike steal away these camps? You can see Casante was considering moving in, but this is what we're talking about, with Yike picking up those early kills, giving that little bit of an advantage towards the Wukong, who can now, hitting level 6, force Vitality out of their own topside jungle.
Also, Humanoid just really bad wave clear on TF. Like he's just getting pushed in by kyeahoo, and like we talked to Vedius about this so many times. It's not like Ahri is the best in the world, but part of the reason that TF dropped, you know, in priority is that he just needs a little bit more time, a few more levels, and item under his belt before he can really match any kind of wave clearing.
And that's often why you see like aggressive junglers like Sin's out there, because it's if I can't clear the wave, I'll just clear the enemy out of the lane by getting that gold card, by setting up. But with the plays that KC had, thanks to Canna roaming, that mid lane is now gone awry. They can't try and find those plays in mid, and now they're in a position that they can actually lean in towards these invades as KC. And I love this from Busio. Spot Lyncas, make sure that you're able to keep up pressure across all these lanes. And look at the gold leads you're starting to see open up. Caliste and Busio winning. In the mid lane as well, that CS lead starting to open. It's working out for KC.
It is. CS lead and an assist lead, but TF is laundering money and avoiding his taxes, so keeping it at least even in terms of gold. Lucky dice there is... I think be careful about stepping too far forward. Charm still does a lot of work, but goes wide, and Humanoid's just going to blue card and keep clearing the minions, slowly but surely.
I mean, this top lane, though, that is the shining light for Vitality. Nako has built up a big CS lead for himself up against the Rumble, and it only gets better and better for this Casante as he gets closer and closer to that Cainic Rookern. You can see that Lyncas starts up the grubs here, knows that Canna had to base, no TP on him. That's going to be 3 free grubs for Vitality.
Awesome potential here for KC though, as Yike is on that bottom side. I like the read from Fleshy, leaving top to move down towards this bottom side. Make sure that you're safe here as Carzzy underneath the tower. And Carzzy has both the tier and that lost chapter, which makes it very easy to clear out waves, makes it difficult for you to really establish a wave, as you can point in KC, to actually look for a dive. But that's always what you got to be careful of when you go for these plays. Is it the potential of the cross map from KC?
Definitely, but you can see Busio moving up to the top side of the map, maybe ready to make a play of his own, and I think part of the reason he can do this is because there's not that much kill pressure on Caliste. When he has cleanse, he has access to the E, like you mentioned before, Jack, when we were talking about the TF threat. It's just really hard for this bot lane to threaten, even if they can infinitely hold the wave.
I think Humanoid really has one lane to gank, and it's top lane. As Busio's recognized the same threat and is looking for a play here, but
3 people topside. Into Nako, the punt back is there. Q3 goes wide. Surely there's no way out of this one. Can't even dash to the minions. Does just barely manage to do so. Goes up over the pull through, wants to just clear the wave, but dies. KC recognize where Vitality are strong and pounce.
The top lane becoming a bit of an old McDonald up there with a monkey and a cow as well. Every animal going top, and it ends up working out well for them. They get the kill. Now they're going to get some plates for Canna and kind of shut down the one part of the map that Vitality had.
Really well played by Busio there. You saw he didn't go for the combo. He knew he needed to punt him back into his team, as now Busio
ready to flash over the wall. Doesn't even need to. Waiting for the punt back, gets the knockup, waits for the combo, knows that he has to flash. The patience from Busio, stone cold.
Oh, Busio is an absolute menace on the map right now for KC. He wins top lane for Canna and now wins mid lane for kyeahoo as well. And in return, Vitality have nothing on the bot side. That's the weakness of this mage bot lane. You don't have any dive threat, you don't have any kill threat, so you don't get anything in return.
And this comp is so at risk when it falls behind. Vitality just, again, like, they are low on damage. So if you start to fall behind and it's KC who can be firing back on all cylinders, I just don't see how Vitality can match when it comes towards these objectives. And Karmine Corp are the ones that already have these objectives started stacking. 5 seconds now until this next dragon, and the play's on mid.
Humanoid in trouble. Dash in from Yike, can use the Su climb to look him up, but he doesn't even need it. The charm already connecting. Gold card as he tries desperately to escape. Flash in, but it's not enough to stop them. Fleshy, the ulti now gone as Yike tries to dash away to safety. Busio again with the interrupt to stop any potential follow-up. Q3 coming in from Lyncas, manages to find the knockup on the 3 talent strike. Charm is there as well. They're desperate to get something back on the side of Vitality. kyeahoo waiting on that charm cooldown just a few seconds away, and Vitality forced to back off.
Busio is the hero of KC. He peels Yike and allows for no retribution kills from Vitality. which means that KC get another kill on the board, and Lyncas is looking to start up the Drake, but I don't think he can do this. kyeahoo and Yike are both moving.
Double TP's coming in though from Fleshy and Carzzy. Trying to cover, trying to make sure that they can get this. It might come down to a 50-50. No flash for Yike, but he does have the smite. Carzzy here as well, but Caliste waiting behind. This could be a disaster for Vitality.
Humanoid as the ults can also come in and can spot everyone in KC, but they're waiting time. There's the vision.
Spotted them now. Who gets the Drake in the end? Yike manages to secure it. Is now all of KC looking for a fight. The Crescent Guard comes out, but it might just be too late. kyeahoo now stepping forward, getting the resets on the kill, looking to find one more with Fleshy. A reset coming in. Carzzy in trouble now. One more dash remaining. kyeahoo looking for an angle in. Dashes the wrong way initially. Foxfire for some extra move and speed and finds the triple.
9-2. KC in game 3 are coming alive. They will not be denied Barcelona.
And Yike, the Smite King himself, he keeps securing the objectives. It starts off, it's Vitality that start the Dragon. They think they're stronger, but KC pounce on the opportunity. kyeahoo doesn't land the charm, but it doesn't matter. Busio is here, he gets a 2-man knockup alongside Yike, who knocks them up as well. And then kyeahoo goes into the midst of it. He does so much damage on this Ahri. And like you've been saying, Dagda, where's the damage? Vitality have none of it. They need to land the stun card, but Humanoid joined the fight by the time it was already over.
kyeahoo
Looks frustrated but happy.
But frustrated, but I mean, looking like he's feeling pretty elated after that one. You can understand why, because if you're having a game where you can Ahri ult into melee range of a Xin and kill 3 people, that's a great Ahri game.
And that's because I think at this stage, Vitality, they kind of need to fish for picks. They thought with Humanoid having ults, they could find the numbers advantage, but Busio was so quick, and now Nako is under fire again.
Once again, caught out. Busio taking his time on the CC. They're waiting for the Pathmaker. Fleshy there to cover. Breakable here as well. Vitality ready to cover top side, but Caliste going to keep pushing this wave forward, and Nako's individual lead just continues to dwindle.
And we talked about Busio gapping Fleshy in that game too, and we're seeing it in game 3. Busio is everywhere on the map as they want to keep it going. They're continuing to dive them.
Fleshy on the chase as well. Yike on a rampage. He's the same level as Nako.
But they played this so well as KC. They rotate everyone up to top side apart from kyeahoo. They go for the dive, and Canna just sends himself bot lane. So covers the push from Carzzy, and it's KC just running around this map, out macroing Vitality.
And this is such a good look for KC, because honestly, Yike and Busio got outclassed in jungle support when they matched up against G2. Something I did not expect to be saying, but in this game 3, they have really come alive. So many good angles, so many great punishes on a very limited composition from Vitality. They recognized the weaknesses early on, and they've been pouncing ever since.
We haven't seen supports impact the early lane so much.
Oh, Humanoid.
Busio again.
Gold card there. He should just be able to walk away. Extra
He's not walking away.
Chasing. No, he's not. Well, he walked away. He just also died.
Yeah, he really, really tried to get steps in, but he wasn't hitting 10K today.
Busio, man, like, I'm speechless. His performance this game, the way he impacted both mid, top, jungle, everywhere he has been.
And now it's gross because there's a world where maybe he's behind on gold. The game's a bit more even, but he's ahead now. 500 gold. That doesn't sound like it matters, but it means he has a McHale's already, which means a lot of these pick angles that could have been so good to get Vitality back in the mid game are just non-existent.
And Vitality took a risk when picking this composition, right? This was their game to try and get themselves towards that top 4, to try and get themselves towards Barcelona. But unfortunately, here today, it looks like KC, they've come alive again. They had such a good regular season. They looked like the best team in the league, but G2 humbled them. But Vitality need to find a way to silence them once again, and they're looking for the cross map to do it.
Need to see Humanoid more involved if Vitality are to make plays. We've yet to see this TF ulti really do much of anything, and that's kind of the one way that they have to guarantee a numbers advantage, which is the easiest way to try to make a comeback play happen.
But the price of them fishing for plays on the bottom side of trying to play around Nako, knowing how strong he can be, is they lost yet another objective, only putting themselves further down. It's 7K advantage for KC. It's going to take missteps from KC, miracles for Vitality to bring them back in this one.
Difficult lane and a difficult game. Vitality need to utilize Humanoid if they are to come back, but KC need to make their fair share of mistakes too.
But when do you get time as Vitality? Like, you see them every reset, it's Wukong is pushed top because kyeahoo is ganking bot to get Nako. Like, this is just a rolling door as people dying on Vitality. It's going to happen again.
3 more members moving into the bot lane. Pathmaker for Nako. Waiting as long as they can. Charm is there. Maybe the layering of CC is perfect. He can't do a chance to push any buttons. Are you kidding me? Kazante always gets to walk away.
But that was so well played by Busio. He leads with a headbutt and holds off on the pulverize, knowing that he can wait to see if that W is pressed by the Kazante. He uses the extended CC against the wall to get the pulverize, to set up the charm, to get the auto attacks done. Really well played by the KC support.
You know, Caliste is roaming top, and that's the one TF ult that we see in this game, and it's a defensive one, as the gold lead is now 8,000 for KC, and the game feels dire. Third Drake being started by KC. Vitality have no hope, and yeah, I agree. I think Busio this game, solo carry for me.
He went top, got an advantage. Went mid, got an advantage, and they've just kept coming. It's, damn.
His Alistar has just been so clean this place. Like, genuinely, like, the last time he played it, I actually just went home and started playing Alistar in ranked because it was, like, so inspired. And now watching this again, it feels the exact same.
You're getting the itch.
You do, yeah. And I think it's insane to have, like, I love when you see certain players that just have champions that they're able to take over games on, especially from a support role. And Busio has a couple, but I think his Alistar has been the most impressive for me this week.
Yeah. And again, the way he has just dismantled this comp. Yeah, Carzzy and Fleshy can hold the line, but that just freed him up to roam around the map and really making good on it, especially against Nako, who, again, on this Kazante, was a raid boss yesterday. Was unbreakable, felt like solo winning every fight. Lyncas on the Aatrox contributed as well, but in this game, even with technically more tools to empower him, the lanes fell apart so quickly that none of those factors matter.
And he still was off to a great start. He had the kill onto Canna with the help of Lyncas, and he had the 700 gold lead, but all it took was Busio's involvement, and everything started to fall apart for Vitality.
Another combo. Just threatening, zoning them off. Carzzy loses a third of his HP.
And it's where you look at this game, you're kind of like, oh, you know, it's slowing down, but it's because it's 19 minutes. There's no Baron. KC are waiting on Soul, and they're just fishing for plays.
Big chunk of damage. Sidestep on the unintentional sidestep on Winter's Fight as an exhaust goes down for Fleshy. He does have Summoner Spellbook. The game's looking a mite unplayable, lads. But it's tough, right? This is the worst way to go out because this is an elimination game. Caliste is hitting you with a sad bee. And the KC surrender emote, oh my God, as they style on. They're dancing on your grave, and it's a frustrating way to go. Vitality, they'll have to hold the mental because we've seen so many teams fumble these kind of leads on cocky plays, so they have to stay in it. They have to stay mentally focused in case that window of opportunity presents itself for them to bring a way back into this game.
But they kind of have 3 minutes to do it. Soul is going to be up at that stage. Baron is going to be next on the cards. And I think once you get that, it becomes way too difficult for Vitality to fight that full 5v5 again. They don't have that raw damage, that upfront burst that could potentially deal with an Ocean Soul. So it feels like this clock ticks down to when Vitality see their last moments.
Yeah.
I mean, Vitality won against the Mountain Soul in game 1. Couldn't do it in game 2, but I agree with you, Dagda. If KC get this Ocean Soul, I think there's no way that Vitality have enough damage to actually break through and mount the comeback.
Yeah, Carzzy opting for some healing and shielding power with the Diadem, which, again, good if you have the damage, but they really don't. It's getting hard. The mental gymnastics getting more difficult as we try to MacGyver away for Vitality back into this one.
The thing is, they picked TF, and I thought they had more of like a game plan of utilizing it. We have genuinely seen one TF ult, and it was for Humanoid to escape.
He did ult into Dragon and die as well.
That's true, actually.
The Tap's play in the mid lane. Humanoid's used it for information. And now KC have again escaped. Fleshy, he's the wrong way, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, he had to cleanse immediately and just try and get out, so...
That's something. Now, Nako walking up, another charm connecting, this time unstoppable. Will be able to walk away as Canna burning Lyncas from over the wall. It's a scary rumble. Has the Shadow Flame too, and Busio still lingering around mid lane, looking for a long
He's looking for the flank. Yeah, you can see the pings going down. They're kind of aware that Vitality don't really have the vision there. Nobody responding.
Yeah, he has the flash. He could look for Carzzy here. Carzzy lost his flash in that engage.
Busio really taking time to set up this flank. If Vitality retreat into the lane, they could find themselves in trouble.
The pings are going down. I think they realize we haven't seen Busio, Lyncas.
Oh, Lyncas wants to go to the rafters. Did you see the rafters move down for a second? No, he
Carzzy!
didn't. Oh no! Vitality finding out firsthand, you cannot melt those! Nako running, flash with the Q3 pullback, but that's the support carry down. Likely just a Baron for KC. Vitality need a miracle steal, but they're not going to get anywhere near the pit.
I've never seen a cow standing in tall grass so deadly in my life. As Vitality on the brink, as Baron starts to fall, Vitality can't even get into the river.
It's dire for Vitality. KC, it's clinical, it's surgical, it's clean. They get 3 dragons. They're on the precipice of Soul. They get Baron Nashor, and with that, they will cross 10,000 gold lead, and it feels like their win is all but assured.
And I think it is disappointing for Vitality. Like, this was a team that really did step up the longer this split went on. We're able to make some people believe that the vibes were just enough to get you by. But unfortunately for Vitality, they pulled Karmine Corp, and it's what started off as 2 incredibly close games. The wheels have just come off in this game 3.
KC unleashed, another combo coming in for Busio. Equalizer across the top. Fleshy living for a little bit of time here as Carzzy tries to find a decent angle to keep the fight going. Fleshy running, but Yike is just too powerful. Finally, the Seraphine ultimate comes out. Now Caliste is getting involved. 1v1 versus Nako. Nako unstoppable, but he doesn't connect on the Pathmaker. And again, it's Busio just to stop any last sliver of hope that he might be able to win that 1v1.
And Vitality just don't have the damage. KC have ran them down.
Yike's
They're
just
looking
eating
to push mid.
7 tower shots for fun.
They're pushing mid, they're pushing top, they're gonna get the Ocean Stole, they're not gonna end the game just yet.
Protobelt, snare.
Oh, he's taking tower. Oh, that's the flash.
Yeah,
Small wins.
A little bit too confident.
Oh?
Whoa. That can't be
Fleshy
good.
coming in as well. Gold card.
Oh,
Immediate McHale!
Oh,
Busio!
no. Busio is the hero, man. He's the savior. And Vitality can't get nothing, all because of him.
Humanoid tried to MacGyver something and found a McHale's. KC, they just won't give them a chance. Soul taken, lives taken, tickets punched for Karmine Corp is all that's left here.
14,000 gold lead. I mean, this fight, the fights are just not close, right?
Like, we could commentate, but
like, Fleshy dies, and Yike is still full HP, and Carzzy dies as well. That's some play-by-play.
Thank you. I mean, there's not much else to say. W misses from Nako, then Busio's there. They're broke, boys. You just can't. We're watching like the best of the best military unit in the world fight high schoolers, untrained. It's like the plot of some horrible isekai or new version of Squid Game. There's just.
It's not fair.
Yeah, there's a Diffie in the everywhere. And again, it's the first 2 games were close. This game is a slaughter. This is a summary execution of the vibes, of the hopes and dreams of Vitality. KC will not stand for it. They refuse to fall below top 4. They refuse to miss out on moving to Spain.
Pavement game from Busio. Really showing up as the best support in the league right now. The carry performance by him. He goes in again.
They're going to have the lock-up. They're going to slaughter them all. Ulti from Nako. Animation doesn't even complete before he's dead in the ground. Carzzy tries to find something, but gets interrupted as he tries to start the cast on his ulti, so it doesn't even go out. The Crescent Guard, not enough to keep Lyncas standing in the fountain, not enough to stop Yike from going for a little bit more. That's going to do it. Game 1 close. Game 2 close. But Game 3 was a slaughter. KC secure their place in the top 4.